Hello there guys, and welcome back to Titan Quest Let's Play. And here I'm going to be uploading 2 episodes straight away, so this episode and then will be another one straight after this, because I think you guys deserve to be rewarded for sticking with me for 60 episodes. And here we are in the Great Wall of China, which was built as a sort of protection, you know, from invasions and stuff. Here we have found another Peng Claw. We've got 4 now. So yeah, this Great Wall of China. And now we're traversing it. We're gonna be fighting a Peng mini-boss in a sec. And yeah, I think this Great Wall also acted as like a road, you know. It could be used as a road to traverse to certain areas. I mean, somebody who knows history better could probably tell me, but I'm not so good at it. But here we are. Here's the Colossal Peng Xiao or Xiao, I don't know how to pronounce that, and he's not exactly a hard boss or anything. You can pretty much tank him and you don't need any specific resistances. He has that shout attack, you might have noticed, and I think it's a slightly weaker version of the one that Polyphemus uses, you know, the Cyclops. So there it is, you know, we've kicked his ass already. That was hardly, you know, we've hardly broken any sweat. But yeah, this is part of the Peng Problems side quest. We're gonna report it later on. Right here, his chest, and we found a nice epic here, Shield of Balance. Here it is, Shield of Balance. It's pretty nice. It deals more damage if you notice, so all our shield attacks will be good, and gives similar stuff like pierce resistance, some fire resistance, defensive ability. That's very useful. Although, let's have a look here. Yeah, we're losing a bit of strength, but we can fix that by a few attribute points. We're losing some offensive ability as well, but we are gaining defensive ability, and we are going to be dealing a lot more damage with our shield passive, so yeah, this is a good exchange, I think. We'll have to do something about the offensive ability. I mean, it's not too bad, it's not terribly low or anything, but might need to think about that in the future. We've got this amulet here we found in the last episode, but I don't want to replace our current one because it's got Raptor's Tooth on it. Alright, let's continue. We're going to report to the guy at the end. And there's something to talk about as well. I was asked to talk about a good melee, like a vitality or life leeching build. So okay, we'll talk about that. Well, first of all, vitality and life leech, there actually are different damage types, so that's to keep in mind. That's important. But good classes to go for if you want to specialize in those damage types and you want to be a melee character. Good classes, I would say, usually like Spellbreaker or Spellbinder. Spellbreaker is Warfare and Spirit, and Spellbinder is Defense and Spirit. The reason I say that is because the Spirit Mastery, it has the Necrosis skill, which can lower the enemy vitality resistance and life leech resistance. So if you got Necrosis, you'll be able to leech life of the undead and constructs, for example. But otherwise, a lot will be dependent on gear, and in fact, if you want a good sort of life leeching build, I wouldn't suggest the life leech damage specialization. I would actually suggest percent attack damage converted to health, because that's an instantaneous life leech. It's much better, and it also works on a percentage basis, so you'll be able to deal the amount of damage that you'll be able to heal yourself with the amount of damage proportional to how much you're actually dealing, as opposed to a flat amount, which will be tiny. A lot of life leech damage is something like this mahogany chest is right in the middle of the road, I'm serious. Where a lot of life leech is really small amounts, stuff like 30 life leech over 3 seconds, for example. That's nothing. With attack damage converted to health, it goes as a percentage, and the higher the percentage, the better it is for you. It's usually good to concentrate on this kind of stuff once you get later in the game, like Epic and Legendary, because then you'll be able to deal very high amounts of damage. Yeah, so that's that. Usually Spellbreaker or Spellbinder are really good classes for this. Although I'm sure there are a few other classes that can work really well. So long as you can reduce the enemy resistances, this can work well. Okay, this is the guy you report to about the Peng Problems. See, we've completed here the Peng Problems right here, and we've gotten a reward. We've got this axe, which is I doubt it's gonna be better than ours. I mean, if you check, it's probably gonna be better if you put a relic on it, but I don't think it's gonna be a whole lot better. So yeah, we'll keep the one we've got now. And by the way, notice these armors these guys are wearing. You can actually get these armors in the game. It's one of the epics, but I can't remember the name though, so it might be worth a check. Right, we're gonna be meeting some Dragonians in a sec in this area, just here, and it's good to take a look at your resistances here, because there's quite a lot of resistances needed because there's so many different Dragonians. The really dangerous ones are the mages because they can stun you with the plasma balls attack. So stun resistance is good. Our stun resistance is a bit low right now, but we'll proceed cautiously here. So long as you know what to do, you could survive. But there are quite a lot of resistance required for the Dragonians. Like the fire talons, they require fire resistance. And then the mages, they require lightning and stun. And then you got the death lances, which can do health reductions, so they require vitality. And the frost scourges, they require cold. Yeah, so you're still meeting quite a lot of Tigermen, I noticed. Just remember what I said in the last episode, with the pack leaders, always come out of their battle standard range. Once they set it down, always come out of it. We just found a cold resistance ring, which we don't need, because we've got one with better. And here is one of the Tigerman heroes, Jun Shan. As far as I know, I think I've met something like 3 different Tigerman heroes. There's 2 of them are mages, and this guy, he's a dual wielder, and he can be really strong. If you notice, he's been dealing quite a bit of damage to us even compared to the pack leaders. He was doing significantly more damage. So you got to be very careful with him. Always separate him from the pack. Like, get away from him and just drink those health potions. So just notice we're picking up quite a lot of yellow stuff here, and that's because we're almost at the next village. So I'm gonna sell a lot of this stuff. So it's always nice to pick up the yellow stuff. You're gonna be at the village soon. Can you hear the sounds the Dragonians are making? Here they are. Here's the first one. There's a Lancer and a bunch of Fire Talons. The Fire Talons, they keep shooting those flaming arrows, but they also can breathe fire at close range. So fire resistance is essential against them. And piercing resistance is another good one to have against all Dragonians, in fact. So yeah. We might need lightning and stun for the mages. But like I said, we'll try to be careful with them. There's usually just 1 mage in the pack, sometimes 2. These are headhunters. They are pretty much the easiest of the Dragonians, like the most basic ones. They don't require anything specific, they just whack you. So yeah, there's Fire Talons again, and a Lancer. They seem to like to come in this kind of combination. Although Fire Talons also like coming with the mages, and that's pretty deadly combination because mages will stun you and the Fire Talons can finish you off with those flaming arrows. There we go, that blue guy there was a mage. And there is that plasma ball. And there's 2 mages actually. That is a pretty deadly combination. But if you notice, they go down extremely fast, just 1 or 2 hits. That's why it's usually good to charge straight for the mage. If you've got shield charge or any of these kind of skills, just go straight for the mage and kill him. Take him out first. And we've just picked up Yen Lo Wang's Bloodletting and combined it. We've got 2 pieces now. But yeah, as soon as you see the mage, kill the mage first, then go for the others. Because the mage can stun you with those, plasma balls. But yeah, I hope the thing I mentioned about the life leeching build was clear. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. Picked up a Code of Hammurabi. That's one of the relics here. That's the first one I picked up. Gives intelligence. Right. Okay, and here we've got 2 pack leaders. And the thing is, they both will set down the battle standard. There, see, one of them set down and the other guy. So it's not like you can only have 1 battle standard at a time. Each one of them will set down a battle standard, and 2 battle standards working together is even worse. So always get away from it. If you got 2 of them, just let them set it down first and then get away, because they will not set it down until you're in their range, So let them set it down and then get away. And we've almost explored this area. There's a bridge at the bottom, if you know, that leads to the village. But I think there's 1 more pack of Dragonians. There's a mage again. We've killed him first, even though the headhunters are not really much of a trouble. But still, good to take out the mage first. He goes down easily. He's like a glass cannon, Goes down easily, but can deal a lot of damage to you. Right, so time to get into the village. And yeah, as I said, any questions in regard to that life leeching thing, life leeching build that I mentioned, feel free to ask. As I said, percent attack damage converted to health is better than life leech. And yeah, we are going to be meeting tons more Dragonians, so I'll be covering about the Dragonians more in the future episodes. Alright, so we went a bit the wrong way here, but there is something I'll show you in a sec. This is an NPC who is easy to miss. Okay, first talk to this guy, he just updates the main quest. Alright, and we'll talk to the merchants.
We sell things for magic users here, not for warriors.
I got you, mate. We sell things for magic users here, not for warriors, okay? Alright, so I'm basically gonna sell all the stuff that, all the yellow stuff that I picked up, and I'll skip this bit. Alright. Yeah, we'll need to change our armor soon as well. We're still wearing Act 1 armor, and that's not very good, you know. Because by this stage of the game, you have to be picking up something with a higher armor rating. Alright. What else have we got in this village? This guy here gives a side quest. Right, so he gives us a Stalker in the Woods side quest here. And there's another guy right here who's very easy to miss.
These are dangerous times, aren't they, warrior?
Alright, speak to him again.
You see, there is a thing of great.
Right, so he's asking for a jade figurine, which you can find in the forest. And see the wealthy collector side quest. We are going to be getting that jade figurine. We're going to be killing the Stalker in the Woods as well in the next episode, which will be in the jungles. In here, don't forget to activate this portal so you can come back to the village. And the rebirth fountain. Right, so we'll stop here, but I'm gonna actually go straight to the next episode, so I'm gonna upload that straight away. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye bye.